Well, that's something you don't see every day. Especially this. Bandits running rampant through the streets. What's this world coming to? I will admit, I was very confused when I first saw this cutscene. I didn't know who actually was our protagonists. Also, I didn't exactly know what type of game this was that I was getting myself into first playing this.
They're already demons. You hide here, Velvet. I'm going back to help Celica.
I'm so scared. Arthur, please.
You'll be just fine with these. Celica enchanted them herself.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away, as they say.
They will.
Sure they will. Now, have I ever lied to you? I'll come back for you once Celica is safe. It's scary, but don't give in to fear. Don't despair, no matter what.
I won't. I promise.
Of course, that's easier said than done. Falling into despair, losing hope. When you're faced with an immovable object, and an unimaginable thing, sometimes your faith wavers. I sense a disturbance in the force. I don't think that's normal. I suppose that was one way of beginning your story. A world torn asunder. Also, when I first saw that scene, I did not know what was going on. What was happening. Like this is some heavy stuff right here. Talk about divine intervention, as it were. Or eternal damnation? I don't know. By my fire be purged!
On that day, the world began to change.
I guess one way or another it did.
Men and beasts possessed by evil spirits, hunting and killing anyone they could. But even in the depths of despair, only two things matter to me. The taste of blood-soaked flesh, and revenge upon one man.
The bitter taste of blood and the sweet tang of revenge.
Luffy, time to wake up. Okay. Morning. I told you to stop calling me Luffy. I'm not a little kid anymore.
I'm not a kid anymore.
Grumble, grumble, huh? You must be feeling good. Bit of a fever, I'm afraid. At least the new medicine's supposed to come today. Until then, you stay in bed, got it? What? Aw, but I wanted to go to the cape. Sorry, you'll have to wait. Can I at least read a book?
Don't trouble your sister, Laphicet.
I didn't mean to. Arthur, done chopping firewood?
Yeah, enough to last through winter.
That must have been hard with
But
one
there's
arm.
something else I
Most
need
things
to take
are.
care of.
Difficulty, you know.
Medicine money'll have to wait a bit.
I can earn it myself then. Bring down a few prickle boars, and I'll have plenty to offer in trade.
Bring home the bacon, as it were.
Arthur's first maxim. Plans must be solid and reactions flexible.
All right, I shouldn't doubt my students' abilities. Sorry to put you in a spot.
I'm sorry, Velvet. Whoa, hey! What's everyone apologizing for? We're a family, right?
Are you sure we're a family and not a walking, talking, time bomb?
Up some porridge for you. Okay.
And it's happy to see you. I'm sorry, you know, Mulan reference, you know, with the, whatchamacallit, the bacon, the eggs, the brown sugar. Okay, so this is the pop-up tutorial for our face buttons and our action buttons. And here we are, starting in our hometown of a ball. The better question is, will we be having a ball? This is our playable character, Velvet, and in that room over there is our little brother, Laphicet, or Laffy, as he's called. Anyway, let's go speak to him.
Rest up, all right?
Don't forget to take some gels with you. You know, you're careless sometimes.
I'll be fine. You just make sure.
Don't worry about me. I'll be in bed resting.
You better be.
Anything more you have to say?
Keep warm, and no going outside.
Sheesh, you don't trust me at all. It'll get dark if you don't leave soon.
Okay, that should be all of his dialogue, but let's just double check. Okay, so that's all of his dialogue, and we're gonna have to hunt for his medicine, as it were. We're gonna have to take care of our little brother. There's going to be some items amongst the house, so I'm just gonna do a quick overview. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 items in our house, our home, but we lucked out. We only got 1. Sometimes it's upstairs where we just were, or in the kitchen, but no cigar this time. Let's go outside. So this is the pop-up tutorial for our mini-map and our area map. And just any of our objectives that's going to be displayed is going to be at the right hand corner.
If I'm on the hunt for prickle boars, I'd better try the tranquil woods outside of town. This is for Laffy's medicine, so I can't mess this up.
Yes, taking care of our little brother is a very important job, especially if he's feeling ill. Just like our house, there's sometimes 2 or 3 items in our backyard and front yard, but we didn't have the best luck this time. So we only got 1 outside and 1 inside, but you know, that's the luck of the draw. It's randomly generated, so. Anyways, let's head into town. What's for dinner? Let's see.
Come to think of it, Arthur hasn't requested his favorite dinner in a while. There's been so much going on, and the village always has him out hunting. Maybe he's just worn out? That does it! I'll cook him up some prickle boar stew, just like Celica taught me. That ought to pick him right up. A healthy portion of nourishing meat cures fevers and weariness alike.
Yeah, a good hearty stew usually fills you to the brim. The whatchamacallit sticks to your ribs, that sort of thing. You know, especially in weather like this. The fall or winter, 10 out of 10. Toppest tier. Of course, I've always been kind of a chili man, but, you know, stews are okay. Okay, so there's going to be various NPCs, what have you, around, such as those exclamation marks. For the most part, they just give story Shmoury. They're not necessarily important. Some of them are, but since this is the tutorial prologue of the actual game, some of them are just going to give more backstory surrounding the lore world building. For posterity, I'm actually going to listen to them, but I may not listen to everybody during the course of this challenge run. I will not be, just because, as I said, it's story Shmoury, it's not really important, and I can't be bothered, if you will. But as I said, we are going to be a good neighbor and talk to all of our fellow citizens, men and women.
I should probably stock up on a few things before I go into the forest. I don't have a lot of money to spare, but like Arthur always says, battles are won and lost with the preparations made before the first strike.
Okay, so she's referring to that merchant over there, Velvet. But first, we're going to just quickly save the game. So these are save points where we can reload, save, what have you. Now that we have taken care of that business, we will finally be a good neighbor and see what is happening amongst our town and what our fellow men and women are moseying about. What are their thoughts? Let's start with this couple here.
Ever since the opening 7 years ago, this world's really gone crazy. Famine, freezing weather, and worst of all, this demon blight that's turning people into monsters.
I can't believe that people can really turn into those things. It's a nightmare.
Does no one know what causes demon blight? Or how to heal it?
No. What we do know is that when people turn into those monsters, I mean, demons.
Demons?
Incredible strength
Demons?
to attack humans on sight.
Whoever named it the opening named it right. It's like someone opened a portal directly to hell.
Come to think of it, Celica died during the opening, didn't she? It might be a good thing she died when she did. She didn't have to
Oh, no, he
suffer
didn't.
all of this.
It's good that my sister died? How can you say that?
Sorry. I didn't mean it that way.
You're a real idiot, you know that? Sorry about him, Velvet.
That was very insensitive of that guy. Jeez. Talk about having no tact. Oh my god. But I suppose that red moon, that holy light cross thing that was in the sky must have been the quote-unquote opening. But how could you say such a thing? Like, for heck's sake, man.
Hey, Velvet. Is Laphicet feeling better?
No, not yet. He needs a little more rest, I think.
Aw, too bad.
Yeah, we gotta take care of our brother. We gotta make sure he's big and strong, because, for lack of a better word, being ill sucks. Especially when you may have the COVID, if you were. The vid.
The medicine always helps a little bit, but still.
That sounds terrible. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Thanks, but we'll be fine. At least we've got Arthur to take care of anything that needs muscle. And before he came, Celica raised me and Laffy all by herself. So now I have to do my best too.
You sound just like your sister. That optimism must run in the family.
I do? That's nice of you to say.
I suppose being an optimist is nice and all, better than being a pessimist. Of course, when you think about it, being a realist is quote-unquote better when you think about it, because you get the best of both worlds. Like, you're not being overly naive or highly dismissive of what's going on in the world. So being realist, you get both of those, but, you know, that's just here, no there. Here's, there's going to be treasure chests scattered throughout the world containing a variety of items. And as you can see here, they categorize different items in different chests. So copper chests are generally consumables and low rarity items. Silver chests are standard items that refer to good or okay armor, weapons, what have you. And then gold chests are exceptional items, such as high rarity loot that are very good mid-game, late game, or even early game, such as excellent weapons, armor, and everything in between. It will vary, but that's generally the tier system that Tales of Berseria has. This was our first introduction to copper chests. And this is our first introduction to silver chests. Okay, as Velvet previously said, she should stock up on items for preparation and whatnot, hunting our picklebore, the pigs, the warthogs, if you will. Anyways, there are going to be several icons or objectives placed onto the screen of the minimap, but in my opinion, there are three that you are going to be interacting with the most, and they are red, blue, and yellow. There happens to be two secondary colors, white and teal, but it's more of a green, I want to say, because it kind of closely resembles the blue. So for this particular instance, I'm just going to say green. As you can see, we have our red grocery item bag in front of us. That demonstrates our general merchants, which have a variety of items that we can purchase, buy, and sell. Basically consumables, weapons, armors, what have you. They're basically the meat and potatoes of the game. Then there's the blue icons, which are generally the inns that ones can sleep at to recover health after a battle. These are going to be introduced later on after the prologue, so they're not that important, but they are something that you can interact with as well. The third color of icons that you are going to find in the world are yellow, and these are just various mini-games that are scattered throughout Tales of Berseria, and upon completing these, you'll get a variety of items ranging from cosmetics, costumes, most importantly, gold, or even crafting materials that are very rare or sparsely sprinkled throughout the game. Regarding right now, it's not worthwhile interacting with this gentleman, such as obviously you may be able to sell some consumables or equipment to him, but there's not much here to run on home to mom about or to get excited about, because as I said, it's the tutorial or prologue. As such, I'm just going to ignore this man and get straight into the woods. So let's see what our resident elder has to say, or granny.
The demon blight is a punishment sent to us by the Empyreans for forgetting the old prayers.
Who are the Empyreans?
The 4 Empyreans created the world. The 1 Empyrean shall bring it to peace. Be afraid. When contradiction permeates this world, The time of suppression will be upon us.
Are you okay? Want me to take you home?
No! Don't treat me like a child!
All right then.
Oh, it's you, Velvet. If you're going to the Cape, take care.
Don't fall into the Shrine of Tranquility, right? I know. I'm not a kid.
Of course, of course. You're 13 now, aren't you?
I'm 16.
I am an adult. I'm no longer a child. I can take care of myself. I'm a strong, independent woman trying to take care of my little brother. So you better learn respect, okay? Granny,